off on anybody in the league.
It looks so effortless.
He's mastered at 23, 24, 25 years old.
He's definitely one of the smartest players that I've seen. And then he hits you with a step back, and then he's almost always open.
I think the slap in the face of the trade and the way it happened, the aftermath, that has been a big-time wake-up call for Luka. I think it has forced him to grow up.
The numbers don't lie. He's a statistical monster, averaging 35 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. But when a reporter asked Luka Dončić if this historic run was the best basketball of his career, his answer wasn't what anyone expected. It was a stark warning to the entire Western Conference.
I don't think so. I have to play better. I feel like I can play better a lot of nights. So I don't know if it's the best basketball I've played just because of points, but you know, I feel like I can do way more stuff.
That declaration of unrelenting self-criticism, that sheer, incandescent ambition is radiating from a player who has already delivered his 6th 40-point performance and his 3rd triple-double of the campaign. He stands at the summit of his sport, yet insists he is still leaving profound meat on the bone. This is the pivotal moment. The athlete we are witnessing today is fundamentally, irrevocably changed. The former criticisms, the lazy narratives concerning his conditioning, the early playoff exits that shadowed his career have been discarded. What remains is a complete, total metamorphosis. You've seen the glossy magazine covers documenting the weight loss, but that physical dedication is merely the exterior manifestation. The most crucial, the most terrifying evolution for the league is the one that has occurred in his mind. It is the mental and emotional fusion that has finally, fully unleashed the unadulterated, world-altering potential of a generational talent. If you have chosen to ignore the absolute spectacle currently unfolding in Los Angeles, you are willfully neglecting one of the most singularly dominant, individually driven seasons the modern NBA has ever produced. The empirical evidence is irrefutable, anchored by the recent, breathtaking 45-point, 11-rebound, 14-assist dismantling of the Utah Jazz. This masterpiece wasn't just a win, it was his first 40-point triple-double since joining the Lakers, a luminous addition to a growing archive of box scores that rival fiction, including his legendary 60-21-10 performance from his time in Dallas. This particular showing elevates his career total to 10 40-point triple-doubles, cementing his place in the pantheon alongside figures like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Oscar Robertson. But the deeper significance lies in the exquisite detail. By recording an astonishing 5 steals, Doncic became only the 2nd player in the entire history of the NBA's official steals tracking era, which began in 1973-74, to pair a 45-point triple-double with that level of defensive havoc. The sole other player, Cade Cunningham, achieved his feat just a month prior, but required the aid of overtime. Doncic delivered his 45-11-14 with an almost surgical precision, a nearly flawless 1 turnover. Since the league began tracking turnovers in the 1982-83 season, only the illustrious Isaiah Thomas has successfully coupled a 45-point triple-double with such flawless ball protection. This is not a lucky run. This is the new, impossibly high standard. He is shouldering one of the league's heaviest usage rates, while simultaneously achieving a level of efficient scoring and playmaking previously thought to be mutually exclusive. For nearly 2 decades, the Lakers' identity was intrinsically linked to the unparalleled brilliance of LeBron James. He was the initiator, the primary engine, the man with the ball. Now, the shift in power is complete and undeniable. Doncic has taken over as the operational core, the primary play caller, and the unquestioned closer. His ability to both facilitate the offense and deliver the final blow has been so potent that the Lakers currently boast a flawless 10-0 record in clutch situations this season, with him orchestrating the offense. He isn't merely fitting into the Showtime mold, he is forging a new, dynamic interpretation of it. This 40-point triple-double made him the first Laker since the great Magic Johnson more than 4 decades ago to achieve the feat. Moreover, he has already begun subtly rewriting the franchise record books for high-scoring point guards, gently nudging past the historical marks set by Magic and Jerry West in several key statistical metrics. Yet it is his post-game mentality that truly clearly defines the change. His focus was not on the massive scoring or rebounding haul. It was laser-focused on the turnover column. He publicly asserted that the single turnover was, in his words, the best thing on this stat sheet. This is the psychological breakthrough. This new equilibrium between relentless offensive production and unwavering mental control is fundamentally recasting his career narrative. It is transforming him from a magnificent statistical curiosity into a lethal, battle-hardened entity. A superstar whose most legendary performances are now materializing on the brightest, most critical stage in professional basketball. To fully comprehend the ferocity of this dedication, we must examine the emotional crater left by his dramatic trade from the Dallas Mavericks in February of the prior year. It was a move that stunned the league and personally devastated the player who long hoped to follow in the footsteps of Dirk Nowitzki and become a Maverick for life. The ensuing narrative, fueled by reports from the Mavericks front office, focused on alleged concerns regarding his habits and physical condition. Doncic's monumental response was a masterclass in professional silence and singular, focused action. He plunged himself into what he described as a great offseason, utilizing the time for a critical, fundamental mental and emotional reset. His new home in Los Angeles provided the necessary clean slate. The team and the city immediately embraced him. Crucially, before his very first game as a Laker, LeBron James delivered a message of profound significance in the pre-game huddle. "Luka, be your fucking self. Don't fit in. Fit the fuck out." Doncic has embodied that mandate. This elevated maturity is now his defining trait under duress. We saw it on full display during the contentious, whistle-heavy victory over the Jazz. The former version of Doncic, the one who was visibly rattled in the high-stakes 2024 finals, frequently allowed frustrations with the officiating to break his focus and derail his play. The current iteration is unshakable. He maintained absolute mental control, strategically managing the team to a hard-fought victory despite playing short-handed. His interactions with the officials are no longer emotional outbursts. They are calculated, strategic gambits designed to plant a seed for future calls, never to compromise the immediate possession. His veteran teammate, Marcus Smart, a player renowned for his defensive intensity and emotional intelligence, confirmed the shift. He stayed mentally locked in. He controlled the team and helped us win. 25 games into this new era, the convergence is complete. This is the first time in his entire career that the physical capacity, the engine, has perfectly aligned with the mental clarity and supreme ambition of his mind. The body has finally become the flawless, tireless instrument of the genius that has always resided within. The question is no longer an idle speculation about whether Luka Dončić can maintain this historic level of dominance. That much is settled. The ultimate question facing the Los Angeles Lakers is whether they can construct the necessary championship structure and do so rapidly around this fully realized, utterly relentless force. Because if this version of Luka, this focused, unyielding, and utterly brilliant athlete remains on this trajectory through the intensity of the playoffs, the assumed two-horse power struggle at the pinnacle of the Western Conference is about to be shattered by an unforeseen, violent interruption.